Here in the DRF Harness Studios for a harness spotlight, June 21st and June 22nd. We're going to look at a race from the Meadowlands and a race from Pocono Downs. And I have with me Matt, the Whiz, Rose. And we're going to take a look at the Meadowlands first.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, well, we have to try a little bit. Friday's race at the Meadowlands is the Graduate Trot 4-year-old Open. This is the fourth leg. We have a field of 7, and a really good field of 7 here.
Yeah, I mean, you have some solid 4-year-olds that had obviously solid 2- and 3-year-old campaigns. Fatosive for Tron trainer driver Tron Smedhammer has been had a super 3-year-old season and came right back with a win to start off his 4-year-old campaign. Six-pack really needs an introduction for Oki Svanstedt. $50 bill. I love that name, by the way. He's been a model, complete model of consistency, and he's closing in on almost 900 grand. You know, and even the outside horses here, Fashionwood Chopper and Mission Accepted, have been really, steady earners of late. Especially Mission Accepted with the Graduate, and a good field here.
Of the field of 7, 4 of these horses are coming out of the Graduate at Tioga on the June 9th. It was race number 10. We're going to take a look at that replay because these horses finished 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And the one I'm most interested in, and going to be my top pick here, is the horse that's on the 3-hole here with Tron Smedhammer, who is going to finish up this mile really nicely after a 58 1/2. Had absolutely no shot.
Yeah, you see him finishing 4th here, splitting horses with plenty of trot after the fact, so to speak. You know what? I'm leaning towards him as my top choice also. I guess you kind of gave that away already.
What's a her?
Oh, excuse me, you're right.
Look, you're changing the sex of these horses.
I have gone on record about
the preparation that you put into this is just...
I've gone on record about 1,000 times that with trotters, it doesn't bother me, mares facing boys when it comes to trotters. Pacers, that's one thing that factors into handicapping. Trotters, I don't mind. I'll look at or play fillies and or mares, race against the boys.
For me, one of the reasons why I like Fatosive, other than the fact that she raced well last time, really had no shot. The time before that, she raced really well and won. I mean, I think she's proven that she's every bit as fast as any of these horses. I think starting from the inside, we've seen Tron sometimes get a little bit aggressive, and I think that might be a good idea here because the only other horse that I think might be leaving the gate strong is probably Six-Pack. And really, I haven't seen that mile from Six-Pack this year yet that makes me think, wow, this is a horse to be reckoned with. I expect that we're going to see it sooner or later, but at this point, I think Six-Pack or $50 bill are probably going to be the 2 favorites in here, and I think we can get 5-1 on Fatosive.
Well, I think Six-Pack. I'd be surprised if Six-Pack wasn't controlling the action at some point during this race. I got to imagine one of the 2 outside horses, Fashionwood Chopper and particularly Mission Accepted, will have to be leaving the gate looking for position. And Mission Accepted, Tim Teachick driving for Ron Burke has been a steady earner in his 3 graduate legs, and I got to see him trying to leave and get some sort of spot here. But when all's said and done, when the smoke clears, I think Six-Pack and Svanstedt will be controlling the action. He'll have to be the one that's gunned down, and I agree with you. He hasn't been that.
All we need is a little seam in the lane,
Yeah,
all we need is a little bit of seam because I'm confident that Fatosive can outkick Six-Pack given, the right trip and the right clearance.
I'm in agreement with you, and I also agree that Six-Pack has not shown any sort of, let's say, dominance yet that would warrant a short price. I'm sure he will be the favorite here. You mentioned $50 bill. He's done nothing wrong, and this is a good spot. Is the horse uncovered grinding here? Most likely, and again, I'm on board with you in Fatosive. Maybe does the save ground, shake free angle work? I think it could.
So we're both looking at Fatosive in the 8th race at the Meadowlands on Friday night, the Graduate Trot. It starts the $50,000 guaranteed pick 4, and we have a 5% rebate on all wagers on DRF bets. Promos.drf.com. Check that out. We're going to move on to Saturday. We're going to take a look at race number 10 from the Downs at Mohegan Sun Pocono. We have a field of 8 lined up for the second elimination of the Ben Franklin, and it's interesting because probably the best 3 or 4 horses, at least on paper, drew the inside posts.
Yeah, we have a couple of 4-year-olds. Springsteen making his seasonal debut, kind of a tough spot to make your seasonal debut. lather up, and McWicked, who's clearly the, even though coming off a defeat in the Gold Cup at Woodbine, is clearly the horse to beat. You mentioned the second of 2 Ben Franklin eliminations, first 4 finishers, and the, what is that, I believe the 5th finisher with the highest money earnings. Return for next Saturday's $500,000 final. So keep that in mind, only the top 4 advance. It is an elimination race, and we've mentioned this in the past, and then sometimes people have different handicapping theories when it comes to elimination type race, but clearly this race goes through McWicked as
obviously
practically every race that he's in.
He's definitely the one to beat here. He was 3 for 3 over the track last year, won the Franklin and the Breeders' Crown. Last week he was okay, but I would think most thought he was a little bit flat. Missed some time. I gotta assume we're gonna get a much more a much better effort, but I don't think we're going to see a horse leave here. I think he's coming from off the pace, either first or second over.
I would agree. And like I said, we have two interesting 4-year-olds, actually 3 4-year-olds surrounding McWicked. Springsteen, like I mentioned, a ton of ability, but too erratic for my tastes. I think he needs a start. People get excited over seeing that qualifier, which I believe you have a clip you want to show, Springsteen.
Yeah, we have a
morning trial.
We have a tape here of Springsteen. He's sitting the 3-hole. He's going to angle out with driver Simon Allard, and I think you'll see that he's finishing up very willingly in the stretch here. He's not really urging him on much. In the final quarter, 25-3. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, he's chasing his barnmate Western Fame. That's a very, very willing qualifier that
in a 48-3 mile.
48-3 mile. These days, 48-3 is almost commonplace, but maybe not in the morning. With that said, I still say I need to see a start from him. I know he's when he's good, he's really good. When he's bad, he's maddeningly bad. So I need to see a start.
It's kind of like Lather Up. I mean, Lather
Exactly.
Up. We've seen him at Pocono before. And
broke twice.
2 breaks
last year. At
I think he's got 2 breaks and 2 wins, or
winning a second.
Winning a
something
second.
Like that. But
he shows up. If Lather Up brings his best race, there's a pretty good chance he's going to be in the winner's circle.
He could be a brush early and maybe try to bottom type. If you don't think McWicked is going to be on or near the lead or grinding, could Lather Up, could Montrell Teague, if the horse grabs the track, can Montrell grab the top here and maybe try to bottom these? That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Well, I'm actually going to reach outside of the box, maybe even outside of the room that the box is in, and go with number 7, Filibuster Hanover. Outside posts week after week. He's got another one this week. They've basically been kind of taking it easy with the horse, because where are you going to go from post 9 in the Gold Cup with that field, from post 8 in the Battle of Lake Erie at Northfield? He's just really hasn't been in a spot where he's had a chance. It's an elimination race. If he comes away 7th, he's not making the final probably. I think with the slanted starting gate and everything, I think this is a spot where Yannick says go, guns him off the gate. He's probably not going to be on the lead. Maybe he ends up in the pocket when someone else brushes, but I think he'll be in a favorable position. And even if he doesn't win, I think he could spice up the exacta or the trifecta quite a bit.
Well, it's funny. I was looking at I see where you're going with Filibuster Hanover. Just another poor post that he draws, and I could definitely see Yannick taking a shot off the gate here. Absolutely. And there's another Ron Burke trainee, a 4-year-old Doradoro Hanover. It's another horse I was looking at. Matt Kikali's driving again. Maybe he's another one that flashes early speed. And it's funny, you're thinking kind of outside the box. I'm thinking outside the box a little bit, not to that extent, but with the other Ron Burke trainee, Doradoro Hanover, I think maybe he's in a spot where he's firing off the gate and can work out that winning trip at a halfway decent price. Basically, what this comes down to is I don't see any reason to take a short price on McWicked in this race. He can win. If he wins, so be it. He'll pay what, $320 or $340, something like that. I don't see any reason to take a price with him. And it's funny. I guess I'm on board with one Burke trainee, Doradoro Hanover. I'll take a stab that he's the aggressive one off the gate. And you're looking for I wouldn't say like a ridiculous.
No, he's not ridiculous, but he's going to be 30-1.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, we'll see when the gate swings open. I wouldn't be shocked if one or both of the Burke trainees are fired.
We got Ron Burke in our corner. What else do we need?
True. So.
It's race number 10 at Pocono on Saturday night, June 22nd. I believe there are 11 elimination races for the Rich Finals the following week. We have a 10% rebate offered on DRF bets on all wagers, so you want to check that out. And we'll be back next week to talk about the finals. Good luck.